Hey everyone. Yeah, long time no see. I couldn't make a video in the past weeks because I was really sick. I had this crazy flu and I was just too much phlegm. I was incomprehensible. Okay, even if I recorded a video, none of you would have been able to understand a word I'm saying. So, I'm here now, and so I decided like what would I like to make as a video, and well, thought I'd kind of make a video about the story of how I got into the game industry because it was a long and hard journey for me, and talking about this journey can be beneficial for people. Also, I really wanted to talk about make a video like this because really right now, my indie game Warfleet Captains is deep within bug fixing and like polish phase. There's not really anything exciting to talk about on that end other than letting everyone know that my friends who are internally testing the game is starting to have fun because like the full game loop is playable and is working. And it's just a case of really getting to things that we had like oversight on, like while we were just trying to get the game to work and get the vertical slice all functional and stable enough. Anyways, so I realize there are so many people out there who dream about joining the game industry, and maybe my story can shine a light on one path that actually worked for me. So let's get started. So for as long as I remembered, right, I had only one mission I had as a kid, which was to become a game designer and make amazing games, tell amazing stories. And this wasn't just like this casual like wish of mine, it was my North Star, right? Every decision I made was basically how does this action will give me the best shot at landing in the games industry. Like everything I did was just obsessively towards that, in that direction. So I enrolled in the University of Westminster in the computer games development degree, and I learned like all the fundamentals that anyone would need to know the full cycle of games development. The plan was actually this really simple thing, right? Graduate, get an internship, and start climbing the ladder in one of these studios. However, the year I enrolled in the computer games development degree in the UK, the British government, they wanted to stem immigration. What an original plan! And well, their actions actually meant that they made these various changes to the post-study work visa process, and that meant that I had to return home immediately after graduation. So I had that door slammed shut in my face very abruptly, and I had to return to my home country, and I couldn't even get my foot in the door, right? It was it was a gut punch. What was a clear and straight road is now gone. And here's what I really wanted to like hammer home to everyone is that if you really want something, if you really, really, really want something, there's this obsession inside of you that will just help you take a step back, look at the big picture, and find the alternate route to the goal that you've set. And that happened for me, right? So what I did was, like, when I returned to my home country, I kind of gathered my options and figured if I can't get in through the direct route, perhaps I could try the indie route, right? Because actually in my country there was no such thing as a games industry, and only now is it like a decade later do we actually have some processes started up and some individuals who have made the moves to establish a game development industry in our country. So it's very much at its infancy over here, right? And so while I was here in Sri Lanka, I enrolled in another degree and took up interactive multimedia. And while I was there, I met some individuals who have the same dream as mine, right? A shared goal. All right. So why don't we try to make some indie games as a group, and then we'll put that out, and that will either succeed or help us get the kind of attention from the various studios abroad and get us hired and get us out of here working where we really want to work at, which is video games. And so that's what I did. So I started making some games in an indie capacity together with some friend of mine, and we just started really small. At the time, we thought it was a great idea to get into mobile game development because we just felt, with our very, very limited knowledge of the industry, that making mobile games must be easy. No, it isn't. All right, it isn't. But we didn't know that at the time. Professionals within that field will be saying the KPIs, the CPI, the CPM, the it is an acronym fruit salad over there. Our entire thing was like, okay, we can make these simple games and we can learn the full cycle of like game development, right? The ideation, the game design, the implementation, and then putting it out onto the to a platform, right? We'll have the full cycle, we'll have the experience, and then from there we can move on to making the actual games, the proper games, right? And that's pretty much what we did. We just took like 6 months. Um, we made like two casual games. One was called Space Gunner. The other one was called this children's edutainment game called Bonka, which teaches kids the alphabet, the numbers, and the basic things. Like it's an edutainment game, and we weren't really chasing any revenue. We were just learning how to finish games and then launch them and build the confidence that it takes to like tackle the real goal, which was to make Warfleet Captains, a mobile space fleet game that lets you command these massive warships in epic battles, right? We wanted to give a meaty game, but within the mobile device, right? Our goal was to create like the ultimate fleet action game on mobile, one that lets mobile players truly feel the thrill of commanding like these massive warships in epic space battles. And we started it. We started the process, and making Warfleet Captains was like this long, intense process because we were learning everything from creating the various layers of the gameplay systems to multiplayer itself, which is a very complex thing. Here we just really threw ourselves in the deep end right after two easy paddle pool level depth video games. I wouldn't suggest doing this because you can really easily drown, and we almost drowned multiple times, not gonna lie. So the years went by, our savings drained, and our family members finally started losing patience with us, and the pressure to make some money started growing, and it grew heavier and heavier by the day, and it really became clear that I really needed a job that pays me, right? I had to find a job, and this is where the fruits of my labor in the past years as I was making games as an indie really came to shine through and became my kind of saving grace. So I started applying for work using a portfolio built pretty much with the various projects that I worked as as an indie. And this portfolio, even though it's simple and basic, it had games that were like put out to market, right? And this actually like broke broke through after like months and hundreds of CVs. One company reached out to me, and I mean months and hundreds of CVs. Okay, I really shotgunned that thing everywhere. Kevru Games, they reached out to me. They wanted to talk, And then they gave me a chance to become a junior level designer after they saw I knew my stuff, right? I fit in well. I made friends quickly, and I found myself working alongside like industry veterans who've worked on like the Metro series, Stalker, so on and so forth. Like every day was a learning opportunity, so I just soaked up as much as I could. Over time, I found that, of course, my focus is now shifting from being a game designer to a level designer. So my role evolved, and I discovered my specialty, which is level design. Today, I still work in the game industry, still designing levels, and this is just how my journey started, right? I'm just 2 years working at Kevru Games professionally. No, 3 years now, actually, update, 3 years. Yeah, so this is how I got into the games industry. Like usually the popular route would have been to get into the games industry through internships, connections, or QA. Many individuals that I've met that are in like bigger, more involved roles, they started their career as QA. Because of my location and the lack of like hardware that was affordable to me, there was no way I could actually get into a QA role. So in my case, I began my journey as like an indie making like the most basic kind of games possible using the hardware I had at the time. And the work that I did as an indie was good enough for this one studio to feel that I would be actually a good match for them. And they just in return gave me the opportunity to come and prove myself. And I did, right? With gusto and enthusiasm. So this before this new stage in my career begins, I just wanted to make this video just telling my tale in a very brief manner within like 15 minutes, so that if someone comes across this video and perhaps like maybe they feel lost or disheartened by the state of the industry, I just have to say this, right? If you want to be in this industry but feel like you don't have like the right degree, the right location, or like the right connections to make games, just make games anyway on your own, like to the limit that you can, and allow that to be like your springboard into the industry. It will either success monetarily or it will become the seeds for future opportunities, right? So it won't be waste of your time. You will get through your foot in the door as well into an established studio if you wanted to. The time that you spend on your indie projects, they are not time wasted. They are an investment. Finish your projects, share them, let the world see what you can do. And I wish you all luck and hope everyone achieves the goal they set for themselves within this amazing field of making games and entertaining the world, right? That is our goal. If you enjoyed this story and want to follow my journey, stumbling, figuring things out, hit a like, subscribe, and please share this video and help this channel grow, and that will allow me to let more people know about the amazing game I'm working on called Warfleet Captains. Well, that's the one I'm working on right now. Also, in the comments, let me know about your own journeys so far. I would love to learn more about what you all do, what you specialize in, what it is that you desire to achieve within this industry. I appreciate you all greatly, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Bye for now.